Hey y'all, I know it's been a while, but with this being said, definitely missed doing things for this channel. But more entirely, let's get into it. So today we're gonna change up a little bit, and we're gonna speak more so on, I guess, a completely different platform. I'm going to start this channel up again and start doing manga reviews, episode reviews, depending on which anime. I maybe in the future I'll start doing Pokemon Go stuff again with better equipment. But I found out that, I don't have to limit myself. So hopefully this will be a good calling. But for those that are watching, I appreciate you to taking the time to look at and to view. So with that being said, I'm going to start with the Dragon Ball Super Chapter 83 with Bardock versus Gas Part 2 and my takes on this. So first and foremost, obviously, if you guys are not up to date, this video is not for you. As you can tell right now, at the beginning of the screen, you can see that Gas and Bardock are fighting yet again. Continuation from chapter 82, which was towards the end of that manga chapter, they were started to fight. And our heroes, Goku, Vegeta, Monito, and Granola, who's now recovering from being blown and his arms broken and such, by Alec and Gas with his new powers awakened. So right now that it's a flashback for Goku to figure out what his dad has done to defeat Gas, as the characters right now are finding themselves in a huge trouble right now. As again, Gas right now is currently the strongest of the universe, no longer Granola, and with his powers awakened and our characters defeated, there's not much for them to do. So my takes on this chapter is that from a scale from 1 to 10, I give it about more so. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. This chapter wasn't really lackluster at all. It was more so just a flashback, and most flashbacks don't usually take an entire chapter. However, this one did, because it's key to figuring out how Bardock managed to defeat Gas in his chapter. And honestly, they could have done a lot more things, but I'm not. Sometimes I'm not that person that critiques every aspect of the manga. If I feel like it's a poor chapter, it's a poor chapter. The only thing I really think is poor is having it do every month. And that's, to me, that's a little drawn out. Every 2 weeks, I think you will get more people hooked on it rather than every month, because there's that suspense. But I also believe and understand that before the anime even comes back or even decides to come back, that you gotta have different sets and manga content up to a certain part so the anime can follow. It depends on which direction. They go back and forth. For those that have watched anime and reads manga, the whole ordeal about it. But again, that's my take on that little shortcoming. So again, I think this chapter was full of a lot of action. I liked it a lot personally. Seeing the different side of Bardock yet again for difference, compared to his old films, and then to Dragon Ball Z Broly. It's definitely something that I recommend for those that have not been updated. You're getting a good fan special, I think, of seeing Bardock fight. And with Gas is a unique person. Back then, I think he was an actual child, and Bardock was just, like, to me, in his mid-20s. I don't mind, by upper 20s, maybe early 30s. And even then, Gas was strong, but Gas recognizes Bardock as one of the strongest, I guess, a stronger Saiyan compared to the lower class, which he's identifying as. So that's something good to think about. However, Bardock falls short against Gas, and he keeps fighting. That's one thing I've definitely missed in the whole Dragon Ball Z aspect, is that no matter what, like, how strong your enemy is, you keep on fighting. And you get a lot of that from Bardock, and you can see his determination along with his fascination to get stronger. As those that follow Dragon Ball Z, you know how the Saiyan minds and how they think, whenever, especially when they're fighting a strong opponent, the stronger they are, the more excited they get, and then the more of a chance they get to unlocking some more hidden power within them and the potential that they have inside of them. So and that's why I love this race. I love the Saiyans. They're definitely a unique species in my opinion. But again, back to the chapter. Not really going to go through every single page, but I'm just stating that how Minato managed to get hold of his Dragon Balls, and he tries to make a wish for Bardock, and Bardock refuses. As you can tell, most Saiyans have a pride issue. I wouldn't even call it an issue, but that's how they are. They're very prideful. If you know Vegeta, he's prideful. Bardock has that inside of him as well, and he'd rather lose the fight. Along with Goku has that mentality as well, rather than to use a crutch as a wish to help him win. So he pretty much just says that he wants Goku and Raditz to live well, which is kind of ironic because everybody knows what happens to Raditz and Z. But if you actually think about it, this was when Goku was a child, and he's either before or after they sent him. I'm pretty sure it's before because obviously the destruction of Planet Vegeta. So he's still in his cradle right now. He's still a baby. So, and Raditz is on another planet, I suppose. So with the two boys growing up, they did manage to go to a certain age. I don't know. I think that's the conflict right now with the wish that was given. And so we don't know what Minato officially wished for, but that was Bardock's statement, is that he wanted his sons to thrive, and they don't go into much context there. As somebody who likes the chapters, that's kind of vague, because sometimes with the subtitles and such, the English subtitle will break it down, and then the context will be completely different from the Japanese subtitles. So there's not much there. I don't know what that really means. I don't know what it should do to alter past stories. That's why I respect the new direction that the Dragon Ball franchise is taking, but it also conflicts with older stuff. And especially since I am of the younger generation, not the older generation, but I have watched Dragon Ball, Z, Kai, GT, Super, all of it, and manga, anime. So I understand that stuff. So I understand how it can affect certain areas. Now back to the chapter. Somehow Bardock is continually fighting Gas. Gas has his unleashed power. Now, with that being said, is he's not 100%. I would probably say he's about 70% unlocked right now. And Bardock keeps fighting him. And honestly, this goes on for a bit until, I guess, Minato comes out and saves Bardock from the destruction of Gas is doing to him, because Gas was about to kill Bardock. And then Gas gets very upset with that. And then he starts to unleash his 100% potential. And he hasn't lost his mind completely in this chapter, but he definitely starts to just go on a rampage and fighting and swinging at everybody. And then I guess somehow with that certain situation being pushed in the corner, Bardock unleashes some special power. A lot of people are saying it's a false Super Saiyan. I personally think I don't know what it is. I'm going with the false Super Saiyan aspect, but at the same time, I'm not too sure. I'm not somebody to make a premonition about something that's not actual factual evidence. He has a huge Zenkai boost. I don't know what potential he unlocked, but again, I found this chapter very good for Bardock's character, because it shows that he's not the type, regardless of how much powers is in front of him, he keeps fighting going forward. And as you can tell, that relates so much to Goku, because he's the same way. And with that being said, Bardock is obviously winning, changing the tide of the fight. Then Gas starts questioning, why is he getting stronger? What's making him stronger? Bardock pretty much says it's a win or lose. It's either a battle of death or life, that I cannot lose here. And he just keeps on pushing forward. And then he strikes a huge blow to Gas in the stomach. And that's pretty much history there. And he just keeps winning after all. And it's surprising because he has a new aura around him. You would think that it means a false Super Saiyan, but we don't know what it is specifically. The manga in color has not came out, so very intriguing to say the least. And then as the fight continues, Bardock is clearly winning, continues to keep fighting. Then he deals him with one final blast, and then Gas is done. And with that being said, that was like 80% of the 85% of the chapter. Alec comes over, notices that Gas is weak, gets defeated, and sees that Bardock is still alive. Then he shoots him with his minigun in his arm, and I don't know why Saiyans continue to get beat up by these small ray guns, but can defer Hakai blast, which is an energy of destruction. I don't understand that. But yeah, Bardock falls down the cliff and whatnot. Alec continues gone, says that Bardock might end up dying anyway, so they just fly away. And then with Bardock lying on the ground, Manito comes over and pretty much comes to Bardock's rescue, and then that's the end of the chapter. Again, my take is very good chapter. I liked it a lot. You know, obviously this story's been going on for quite a while now. I'd either close to over a year by now. But again, I know how it is with the every monthly release of different chapters. I feel like we're hopefully hitting the climax very soon. As Gas is on his way here to fight the Z Fighters. Well, Z Fighters, Goku, Vegeta, Manito, and Granola. And this time he's really upset and pissed. So he's probably coming out to either destroy them and specifically get off that planet, or I'm not sure what's the plan or motive that they're writing for this chapter, but everybody's looking forward to this. There's many speculations to say that maybe Goku will get a different version, Master Ultra Instinct, as he tries to find and hears that his father, the way that his father has fought Gas, maybe they'll unlock some Saiyan potential within him. Who knows? Honestly, I'm going with the route of, I think that's a great thing to do, but I also think that it's a bit soon. You know, we just introduced him mastering Ultra Instinct versus Moro. I think we should wait a few more arcs until we start developing a new version of Ultra Instinct and let him continue to fight this, I guess, inner struggle to find between, because it's different. As you guys know, that being a Saiyan and also Master Ultra Instinct relies on calm mind, spirit, everything balanced. And everybody knows that Saiyans do not thrive on that. That's how they were able to do their former transformations, such as Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 3 and so on. So that's why I think it's a huge thing for him to master such a divine technique, but at the same time, it contradicts him to hit his full potential. So I think that's the route they're going to. Whether he does it or not in the next chapter is completely up to Toro. I just think that personally that hopefully they need to get healed, because I don't see a chance in them standing up against Gas right now. So hopefully some good development happens in the next chapter. And thank you guys for listening to this rant. Hopefully this is a new take and this is good response from this video. And I hope to hear from you guys in the next video. Thank you.